Hello, welcome to my channel where we do the best we can with what we got, which is season 8, episode 23 of Love Island USA. Body yada 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 yada, eh, body yada 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 yada. Guess who came this episode? Megan the Stallion bitch. But later, okay, so we'll get into that. We start off with the whole where we ended off last episode, which was the aftermath of the explosive recoupling. Miss Anaya is distraught, honey. She falling down. She need the girls to hold her up. She is bawling. She is crying. She is pissed the fuck off. She's sad. She all the things, okay? Now, it was sad to see, but, yeah, that's how she was feeling. Miss Parmita just keeps making good points, honey, okay? Like, she's saying, like, these girls are acting like they're married after, like, 3 days, or not even 3 days, because they didn't even act like that. The girls from the villa, they've only been, it's been like a month? Yeah, and they acting like they're married, and that's facts. Because why y'all tripping like that for? Ain't that serious, okay? Now, if Anaya is acting like she's acting here after his choice, saying she wants to go home, etc., I can't imagine what she's been doing to Casey, okay? Just at the thought of him trying to speak with someone else, like Soul, Melanie, and things like that, Anaya has always been tripping. So no wonder it was difficult for him to explore while she was there. So that's probably why he was acting out when he went to Casa, honey. Because you had that man on a chokehold. Let him breathe. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, let the man breathe. Okay? To the point where he out there choosing, what's her name? TT! Miss TT! Big TT. Okay? Nonetheless. Let's see here. So, yeah. And speaking of Melanie, actually, she seems to be a great friend to Anaya, to most of the girls. Like I kind of said last episode, like, it's good that they have this camaraderie, that they have each other's backs and things. It was just the way that they were going at it, just wasn't the best. It was giving bully, but I understand, like Trinity said this episode, they see each other, it's like a strong sisterhood. We see it, honey, and that's good, strong sisterhood. It's like if you were to see your sister hurt, it's no matter if they're in the wrong or not, you're gonna be at that person's neck. I guess I get it. Just looking at it, doing stuff like that, it was just everybody could have handled things better, right? Casey could have done things better, I guess. Especially from what he was saying. It's not necessarily that he wanted to explore. It's how he was going about it when, I guess, he was talking to Corbin and they were having their voice chats. Wasn't like the nicest things to hear or nicest things for him to say, but I guess he was I think he was just feeling upset, like Anaya was low-key robbing him of his experience. That's probably why he was acting like he was acting back in Casa. But yeah, the girls, it's great that they have each other's back like that. So I can't even be too bad at them for too long, I guess, because of that. And especially since they apologized and stuff this episode to each other, so they're moving forward. So I'm gonna move forward to it. It ain't that serious for me either. Okay. But yeah, shout out to Melanie and all the ladies for sticking up for Naya and holding her down, make sure she was okay. Melanie was basically speaking to herself when she was talking to Naya. She was like, Casey and shit, you have to build him up. You do way better without Casey. You don't need that. She's talking to herself, because Sincere, he be lying worse than Casey, I would say. I don't even think Casey lied, but Sincere be lying. He just didn't come back with Amara, okay? Because if he did the heat, if he happened to come back with Amara, because he came back single and he was still getting heat. He messed around, he came back with Amara. What, I can say Amara. It's Amora. Amora? Sorry. I'm sorry. It's Amora. If he happened to come back with Amara, I'm still confused. Anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. The heat That Casey got would be nothing, minuscule, honey, compared to what the fire, the bomb, the I don't even know, the worse than the fire was worse than the fire would have come over Sincere, honey. And it would have been deserved. It would have been deserved because he's been playing in Melanie's face ever since So was in that beach. Okay. He supposedly was gonna, after the whole letters and things, you're gonna, do better, and then you get to Casa, you basically did the same shit, gave the same opportunity, you get So, knowing that you're going back to Melanie. And then you keep saying, oh, I know Melanie. You think you know Melanie? Keep acting up. You gonna get to know a different Melanie Beach. Anyway. Parmita, Trinity, Kata, they talking, apologizing to each other. Trinity said that the issue was not with her, it was with Corbin, and things like that. Yeah, so that's been a consensus for the girls. It's like the issue's always the guys, because we've been getting to know them and then saw how they act when they saw the whole little movie night with the heart rate challenge and things like that. So they've been mad since then, and then the pictures took it to a whole new level, bitch. And then the recoupling, oh my goodness, they was off the charts, honey. All the couples are basically reconnecting. Melanie, Sincere, Kata, Zach, what's his name, Bryce, Trinity, everybody reconnecting, some expressing how they felt some type of way for certain things, but ultimately they missed each other. Okay? And I over there, she's sleeping in so tight, honey. She crying it out, so let her cry it out. Once again, Melanie came through, making sure she's okay, being a great friend. So that's cute. That's cool. I like the friendship. In bed, Bryce says he's done exploring. Okay, so low-key, we got a couple that's closed off, I guess we'll see, but I think it's true. So he said he's closed off. What else happened in bed? So Corbin supposedly had stinky breath, honey. He had to get up and brush his teeth because Parmita wasn't playing that shit. He was like, what you getting bed? She said, don't be saying, with your stinky breath. And then next thing you know, they show us a clip of him brushing his teeth. What's going on, Corbin? And Zach, as him and Kate are doing the deed, honey, once again, talking about some love, I love you. Oh. And supposedly he said it multiple times, honey, as we find out the next day. But yeah, so the next day comes and Zach finally makes a quick breakfast. That's what I'm talking about. This man is already, he came back, he see Kata's for him, honey. He's already doing better, making quick breakfast. Seems like, he's saying I love you, saying it might be headed that way. All things of the sort. Okay, we like to see it. Good job, Zach. Good job. Keep it up. And then I also saw that Gaul brought Anaya breakfast, which was very nice of him. So shout out to Gaul. Anaya speaks with Zach and Sincere later on, and Zach was being very kind to her and was listening to what she had to say and validating her feelings and stuff like that. So that was nice. And it was basically the start of the whole, what's his name? Carl, I miss Carl. Carl, come back. This whole episode, Carl. Okay? I should have known. That's foreshadowing of what was to occur at the end of the episode. Corbin, Caleb chat with Gaul and Dylan to get the tea on Anaya and Carl, honey. They said Anaya was over there kissing Carl every day. I don't remember that, but granted, we don't see. They only show us a snippet of what will be occurring. So I'm going to go ahead and take their word for that. And if that's the case, Anaya and KC and Sincere also thought so. If that's the case, you should have brought him back. And I agree. You should have brought him back. But no. You wanted to stay true to how you were feeling to KC, and you didn't want to basically leave Carl on. I guess I understand that, but once KC had showed his arse on that movie in that movie night, for that heart rate challenge, and you said you was gonna be moving differently. This is the moving differently that we needed to see, ma'am. Was you picking somebody? Okay, somebody you actually have a lot more in common with. You said you keep saying it was the happiest, the best conversations. He's a really great guy. Like nothing but compliments, compliments, compliments. And now you choose Casey. What the fuck? Confused. Talking about something to your gut. Throw it away. Okay. So yeah. So that was the beginning of the whole Carl talk, honey. Then let's see. Kayla and Zach, they play all day. Okay, they're over there. They chat with each other. She mentions that. Well, they're basically talking about Shay. She's trying to make him jealous, saying that Shay was good, is good looking, and he was huge. He's like, you trying to make me jealous? She's like, yeah. And he's like, it's working. They try to make me mad. So they're cute or whatever, but individually, sometimes they be pissing me the fuck off. Okay, they be giving me, yeah, they be mean sometimes, but overall they seem cute and cool. Okay, and he said, like I said earlier, he it might be headed that way with that whole love you thing with Kata. So we'll see what happens, honey. It's cute. That's cute, B. That's cute. See how it goes. I kept watching them. They just look cute. Okay, they just look cute. Now Melanie seems to finally be realizing that Sincere is not sincere. Now she has realized this before, but she's been ignoring her feelings. But after seeing all of the couples and things like that, it can't be ignored anymore. Especially TT letting her know that he was cuddling Mora and things like that. Yeah, Melanie is at her wit's end, if you ask me. That's what I think, at least. Now, if after this, honey, she still don't see, there's no helping Melanie. Okay, just gonna have to wipe your hands for that one. But the fact, okay, so at least Anaya is learning. Shit, if she learned the hard way, Melanie don't have to learn the hard way for yourself as well. Okay, if you ask me. So it was a hard way already. Alright. TT and Anaya finally chop it up, you know, and they cool. They're not tripping for real. Anaya's saying basically like she's upset at Casey, not at her, you know what I mean? And TT's like, you know, if she was in her position, like she understand where she's coming from, and that's the. And then they ended off like, oh, they're both stallions and they both play volleyball. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Casey, you have type. At least you kind of know, like, by him choosing, what's her name, TT. By him choosing big TT, it shows like he, in a sense, like he was attracted to that, because they do kind of like have the same body shape and seem similar in certain aspects, but different in the ways that he needs to be similar to him. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, okay. But yeah, so that was that. So I'm glad, you know, everybody was smoothing things out basically from last episode, and this challenge that they're about to have help that even more so. So Casa girl Jaden gets a text about shaking cakes. Alright, so it's gonna be boys versus the girls. Now this sounds very familiar from last season, right? Because it kind of is. And guess what, they had to bring back Megan Thee Stallion. Body yada 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 yada. Hey, body yada yada. Okay, so Megan is back. So Megan, is you a regular? I know she got this swimsuit line, honey, that she's trying to promote it. I mean, which is smart. She's combining you with Love Island. It's smart though. Gotta give it to her. So Megan, is you gonna be like a regular low key? You do a good job though. I ain't gonna lie. You know, and it's cool that you be interacting with everybody and things like that, and you show that like you're actually like a fan of the show. So it's cool to see. So yeah, when she went into the girls changing room or dressing room or whatever, Kenzie, she was twerking, and Kenzie ended up doing some splits, of course, because her name is Kenzie Splits. That's her last name. And then downstairs the boys heard Bryce was like Bryce was saying, oh, Kenzie just did the splits. They're used to it. Every time they hear a certain noise, they already know Kenzie over there acting up, honey. But yeah, so it was cool. Megan was chopping it up with the guys and the girls, and then boom, let's get to them a challenge. So it's two cakes. So it's the cake that's in the booty, okay, and then the actual cake. Who would have thunk it? So the first, they had like 2 rounds or something. The first round was like a musical chairs, but musical cakes for real. So they was like dancing around the cake, and then once Megan chimed some two pot pans lids together, it's whoever wasn't sitting on the cake had to go sit in the hot boy or hot girl losers bench, okay? And for the girls, it was TT who came out on top. For the boys, it was who? KC who came out on top. He said, me and TT both gotta get a win, period. Okay, so I'm not mad at it. TT was happy. He was happy too. Okay, but ultimately, Megan had to decide who in the round was gonna win. Was it gonna be the boys or the girls? And I thought she was gonna give it to the boys because the boys were going in, honey. They was going in. Yeah, that was going to end. Dylan was doing the most. Of course, Bryce and freaking Zach doing extra the most. They was doing gay stuff. That's it. What's new, okay? They're trying to normalize this. You ain't finna get me, bitch. Anyway, so F that. But yeah, so yeah, they was doing the most. So I thought she was gonna pick the boys. So I would have picked the boys, but no, she ended up picking the girls. I guess, girl power, you know. So. I understand it, honey. But them boys probably like they need a bystander. They need somebody else because it's rigged. The party is rigged. This is rigged. I'll be mad if I was the boys because I'm like, bro, you're a girl. Of course, you gotta choose the girls. You know, they need a boy. Next time, bring in somebody else, honey. So it's not. It don't seem rigged. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, so the girls, Megan picked the girls to win the first round. The second round was basically they had to stick their head out of like a cake, and then the other team got to throw it at somebody. They felt deserved the throwing of the cake to the face and things like that. So the boys were first at throwing the cake, honey. They was throwing cakes. And yeah, the girls was not having it, honey. And then when it was the girls' turn, instead of the cakes, they got to freaking squirt the cream to the guy's face. Okay, so it's more accurate aims and more chances to get multiple people, if you ask me, or get one person real good. All right, and they did. Yeah, so of course we know the problematic ones. Corbin's got hit in the face and Sierra got hit in the face. KC, of course, got hit a few times, honey. It was snapping. Even Megan had to chime in a little bit sometimes, like, you know, you guys were kind of acting up a little bit in Casa more. But she was basically saying, like, yeah, it's cool, y'all could explore, but you could do so without being disrespectful to, like, the other one and stuff like that. So I guess that's the consensus of everybody. I just gotta think, like, what was so disrespectful? I guess his quote-unquote private talks are on camera. They're on camera 24/7. So a private talk he's having with his boy Corbin is being filmed, but he's not necessarily in the confessionals or screaming to the world BS about Naya or, you know, etc. So, and I know Corbin was talking about the ladies, like comparing them, like, oh, high school girls, college girls, and they're cliquish, and these girls are having more fun and things like that. He wasn't necessarily wrong. They are definitely, it is a sisterhood, like she said, definitely cliquish. Okay, but maybe for different reasons, you know. But it's boy talk. It's them talking to each other, so it's not like he's telling TT like, oh, I don't like her, Naya, she was doing it. Like he wasn't talking bad about Naya to TT. He was just having conversations. Boys trying to process his thoughts. Like, it's not gonna be pretty, you know, all the time. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't think. And yeah, they're exploring. They're not boyfriend, girlfriend. They're not married. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. And respect doesn't have to be like anything big. Like respect could be just something like you open a door for an elder, or for a woman, or and things like that, or letting somebody with a kid or an elderly sit down, if sit down on the bus or something. Like you get up, let them sit, or like manners, respect. It's nothing. It could be. It doesn't have to be anything huge. I understand something little. So yeah, just talking and saying something rude could be disrespectful. I guess I'm just looking at it as like he was just chatting up with his boy, expressing his thoughts and trying to regulate them and figure things out and see if he has a point or not, or you know what I mean, just chatting it up. It's like, let's say you go to a therapist or something, you're trying to express yourself. Sometimes what you're saying, it may not be the prettiest, it's gonna be the first initial thing, may not be the best at times, but the person is there to like just help you regulate and figure things out. It's more so how I saw it. I didn't see him trying to bash her necessarily and things like that, but yeah. I mean, this episode, Casey, after he got smoked and after there was up his butt and they were coupling, he wasn't really trying to talk to Anaya like that. Because her friends is gonna have her back. There's gonna be a lot to fight. You're not just fighting Anaya, you fight her whole crew. That's a lot. That's understandable. So he wasn't trying to deal with that. And as time goes on, and of course she's with the FUs and doing all this stuff, it's making him more so not just letting like that whole situation just ride out without like saying anything. It seems like, but I don't think that's the way to go. I think he, just hear it out. And let it end there. Whatever y'all say, what y'all gotta say, and let it end there. But he's avoiding the situation, I guess. So that's how good there. KC, gotta do better. But yeah, so all that happened. The second round, since the guys got the messiest, I guess, Megan also gave those girls the second round, honey. I think that was all around, if I'm not mistaken. But let's get to the meat and the bones for real. So at the end, there was a surprise, and then the surprise was who? Amora was back. The Costa. Megan told them that they were given a chance to bring back the Costa people, and the two that came back are Amora and Carl. Woo! Everybody happy to see Carl, honey. They're like, who's Amora? But nah, but yeah, everybody's happy to see Carl, and there's gonna be some drama starting with the whole Melanie, Amora, and Sincere, honey. Amora looked like she over Sincere. Sincere still trying to be sincere. No. And then wait, this episode when he got hit in the face with the creamer by TT. She said that he was two-faced or something. He was given two-faced. He was given toxic, honey. And he talking about some two-faced. I don't get that. Then in the confessionals, when it be like, oh, I be telling the truth, but not the whole truth. And I guess that's where the allegations of two-faced comes in. Man, you barely be telling the truth, sister. Barely. But yeah, so he gonna be on that sincere shit, honey. The insincere, sincerely lies. But yeah, and that's pretty much it, I think. That, and of course, Carl with Naya, honey. So that's gonna be a thing. Right now, my fave couples is Kata, Zach, Bryce, Trinity. After that whole recoupling, I have a little bit of more faith in the Bryce and the Trinity, honey. But yeah, I don't like the Bryce and Zach. I don't know what's going on there. They need to lay off of humping each other. Like, what's that about? I don't even see the girls humping each other like that. I know Melanie be giving. Just say, oh, they're like the girls. Not really be. Y'all do not be humping like that. Put the gun out. Or maybe I do and we don't see it. But these boys be wildin'. It's gonna be me. These are new age people. But yeah, and also I like. Well, I don't know, but this might be a sleeper couple. Sleeper couple might be Caleb and Jaden. Yeah, so we shall see, honey. Drop Yeah, so that was basically it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a good morning, night, afternoon, wherever, whenever you may be watching this. See you next time, and peace out.
It's alright, it's alright.